the house. I am back with Dr. Alexander at South Texas Brain and Spine Center, and today we are talking about a topic I think many of us have dealt with, or it may be in our near futures, unfortunately: carpal tunnel syndrome and cubital syndrome. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Close enough, right? Okay, talk to me about what causes this. I feel like everybody ends up with carpal tunnel.
So carpal tunnel syndrome is where there's a ligament in your wrist that gets hypertrophied, gets enlarged, gets calcified, and causes pressure on the median nerve. The median nerve goes to these three fingers, a little bit of the fourth finger.
Okay.
So patients kind of wake up at nighttime, their fingers are kind of cramping, they kind of move the wrist around and the pain gets better. Pretty classic. So pain that wakes people at nighttime is very classic for carpal tunnel.
Okay.
Typically it's the first three digits. You can have a little bit of weakness from that too. The last two, the fourth and fifth digits are usually your ulnar nerve in your elbow, called the cubital tunnel syndrome. So the nerves come out of the neck. Anywhere that gets compressed can cause a constricture. This causes called peripheral neuropathy, compressive syndrome. So basically for surgery, so we typically for both syndromes, for the carpal tunnel we recommend doing a wrist splint, and we have them wear it at nighttime because it's kind of painful in the daytime to wear a splint. And then if that fails, we can try injections in that area. We make a small incision. It takes about 10-15 minutes, not very long, very intensive, and open up the ligament. So it's not a very aggressive surgery to do. Same thing with the elbow. We make a small S-shaped incision over the elbow and decompress the nerve there.
Okay, and it turns out that that's not as scary as it sounds. I think anything with our hands, because we're using our hands so much, right? But what does recovery look like for one of those procedures?
They're really not that intensive. The only thing is I recommend not using your hand a lot because Mother Nature made the skin very tough. So if you get it infected or you open up the sutures, it'll take longer to heal.
Okay.
So typically to 10 days, we recommend no heavy usage of the arms. So you keep it in a wrist splint, and after that, we take out the sutures and do physical therapy and go on with life.
Great. Okay, very interesting. Now everything has some sort of like a gimme or quick fix solution, right? And I've heard of the copper bracelets. Do those work? And are there any other things we can do to remedy that pain until we can get a procedure done?
So the wrist splints are good. Copper is there's no literature that shows it's helpful, but some people swear by magnetics and copper and all the weird stuff. So, but usually just the splint keeps you from basically causing compression of the ligament, causing pressure on the nerve. So it's repetitive trauma to the nerve.
And this is us sitting at a computer with our wrists. Like
so
that.
if you can change use those ulnar pads to help better pronation, less stress. When you sleep with your ulnar nerve, we recommend you can sleep with your hands to your side. If you sleep like this, that usually causes more pressure on the nerve.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, just like every time we visit, I learned something new here today, and we're so grateful to have a professional like yourself to explain not only what these things are, but what our solutions, what our options are. And it doesn't always mean surgery, which I love. We're going to try to accommodate that with a wrist brace or whatever it may be before coming in and intervening with surgery. So all the more reason to trust the team, the doctors in the house here at South Texas Brain and Spine Center. Thank you so much, Dr. Alexander, for your time. Give them a call. Definitely let them know that Coastal Living sent you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coastal Living's Doctor in the House is paid for by South Texas Brain and Spine Center.